Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I'm here with the Duality Evolution Cup for the Hillclimb event. And we're finishing off with the TS1 GT first because that was the first car I locked in. I'm here on race 7. This should be the end of it. Yep, moving right on to race 8. So as you can see, 8.3, my car is basically maxed, running 7.3. So that's about a second off from where it needs to be fully maxed for race 8. Race 9 and race 10 is going to be, race 9 is going to be the challenge, and race 10 is going to be a relay. So let's take a look at what the time jumps to. I suspect something at 8.0 or maybe 8.1 at this point. It usually escalates a little bit between each race. 8.169. So from a difficulty standpoint, that's not too bad to deal with for the TS1. Where it gets more difficult, and this happened even with the regular Duality Cup, is the final relay is where the game really try to get you. So the sprint here could be difficult if your car is not properly set up. With the TS1, basically second gear nitrous, fully max should be no problem, but again, 1.812, I'm fully maxed doing 1.4, so if you're missing parts, you may have to upgrade or tune to get that particular sprint. That sprint's not all that terrible. Overall, the first lock-in isn't that bad. So here's the first sprint, which incidentally should be a little more challenging than the last sprint of the regular Duality Cup, but it shouldn't be outrageously challenging. So let's see what it turns out to. I actually got to the end of the regular Duality Cup and didn't easily beat the relay. I was rather surprised, to be honest, considering I had cars pretty upgraded. But basically, I bumped it up a little bit with the BT62R, which I wasn't running all stage 6s. I bumped it up and it was pretty easy. But now that I'm running both basically fully maxed, I'm not particularly concerned about winning this. That 0 RPM drop actually isn't good for me. It hurts my performance a little bit, but it's okay. Shouldn't be devastating. So as you can see, 11 seconds. It's actually a little quicker than what the regular Duality wanted. That was about half a second slower between the two cars, but that's by no means that easy for both cars. Alright, so here I jumped right to race 16 to save you a lot of time watching. Now, race 15 is 8.4. That's not too terrible for this car, considering it's a 6.9 second car, I think, fully maxed. And mine is fully maxed. So race 16 is where the challenges start, and that actually shows it as extreme. I doubt it's actually extreme since my car's maxed. This is more of a scare tactic, in my opinion. Why it's extreme is because it's a sprint race, and this one is relatively quick. But as you can see, all I have to do is launch a little early and hit nitrous, and I'm done. The fully maxed car should have no problem. However, this sprint is somewhat difficult if you're not fully maxed. So I'm not saying that this is an easy sprint. It's actually pretty difficult for this car unless you have the right upgrades. But outside of that particular sprint, really so far in even the second half of the Evolution Cup, nothing's been difficult. This race after the sprint naturally is easy again. Same as the TS1, looks like an 8.1 or so near the end. Remember, this car can run 6.9. You figure, 7.9 would be fair, 1 second off from, and that's actually for an Evolution Cup, that's actually not bad. I mean, that is a relatively friendly time challenge for an Evolution Cup, considering you're almost a second off from where your car is fully maxed. You could lose probably 3 stage 6s, and still not suffer any consequences because that is substantially slower. In fact, 8.154, no problem at all. Now, where it's going to get back to somewhat difficult and slightly challenging is the fact that you're going to have to do the final relay. The final relay isn't going to be super easy. Let's go ahead and tackle it. Oh, wait, race 19 first. I forgot all about that. There is a speed trap. Again, speed trap for this car, I don't really think there'll be much of a problem. Again, fully maxed, it's super easy, but depending on which parts you have, you may have to tune. 293 without tuning could be a little tricky for this car, but if it turns out you do need to tune, more likely than not, you just need to worry about nitrous duration and a little bit of tire adjustment to get it. Final drive can be adjusted as well. As you can see, I have about a 40 mile per hour margin here, so I'm not too worried about it. But if your car is not as upgraded, of course, 293 could be slightly challenging. Again, Evolution Cup is not meant to be easy. You're going to win a prize car, but so far it's not super challenging either. As you can see, 2 fully maxed cars from the games estimate side is also challenging, but that's actually easy. Still, for an Evolution Cup, you expect the final sprint to be a little bit on the challenging side. Let's see what the opponents run. Alright, so the first guy's going to trash me, and that's okay, right? If the first guy's that quick, you can look at the second guy's stats, and it looks like 700 something with low Evo. That's not going to be a fast car. So basically, that's not going to be super difficult. Don't underestimate the car. It won't be super slow, but since it already has a margin to start ahead of you, it's not going to be so fast that you just never chase it down. Especially with this car here that I'm using, I'm just going to blow by him right from the get-go. Now, the margin isn't as great as it looks, so let's take a look at the final time here. That is relatively quick, right? 10.5, it's about a second quicker than what you needed for the Duality Cup. That means in 2 quarter-mile runs, you have to shave a second off. That is pretty substantial. So where it gets a little bit challenging is right near the end here. Here we go, a nice glitchy delivery through the wall. Wow, that was that was glitchy. But all right, so first question: is this car any good? No, not in live racing. It is a very cool car. Is it cool looking at? Yes. Do I have to build it? Probably, because I do want to try for the final prize car. But is it going to be good outside of the event? The TS1 itself isn't that great. This one probably isn't going to be much either. Does this car beat Dyno if you tune it right? Yes. Can this car, win some live races? Yes. But in the long term, if you're building this just to live race, you're not going to enjoy it for very long. So keep that in mind. So that's the Duality Evolution Cups. Again, it was only the last few races of each half so that we keep the video at a reasonable length. Let me know if you like this particular structure for these videos. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and would like to get notified when I put up these videos, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get those notifications. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.